Joe, do you have moves for Ellsbury and Miller?
Not yet. When we have them, I'll give them to you.
Any particular reason for a holdout?
When we have them, I'll give them to you.
Okay. To be expected, those two are definitely activated, though?
Yes. They will. Yes.
With Miller, any restrictions on how you use him early on?
I don't know if I'd go back-to-back days right away. That's something I'll have to see and how hard he works and how he bounces back after he pitches a day. But besides that, not too much.
With Ellsbury, the combination of him and Gardner at the top of the lineup, how much do you think you've missed that?
Well, I mean, it's great to have, and it's just a way that we're able to create runs on some days where we don't hit the ball at the ballpark, and he really gives us another speed dimension. So it's really good to have it back.
Getting back to yesterday with Evaldi using the bullpen the way you did, do you expect that you'll do that more moving forward as long as the bullpen is relatively fresh with starters?
Well, there's certain times that I'll do it. I mean, it's not something that's abnormal that I haven't done before. I thought Nate did a pretty good job of pitching in and out of trouble yesterday, and that's why I made the move. But, as our bullpen gets deeper, you can rely on them a little more.
Sweeney.
Joe, when you look at Dellen's last month, obviously didn't give up any runs for the first 2 months. Got hit a little bit more in the last few weeks. Do you have any idea why that is? Is it just his time to have a rough stretch?
Yeah, I mean, he went through a little bit of a rough stretch last year and then bounced back fine. I think it just shows you that he's human and that he doesn't belong on another planet pitching, is all it does. There used to be said about Mo a lot, and we see Mo give up, a hit or a home run, and we'd all be shocked. It's just part of the game, and everyone's not going. No one's going to be perfect.
Do you think any part of that is him moving into the closer's role for that stretch, or being asked to do second inning from time to time?
No, I don't necessarily think so. I think it's just a matter of it was the time of year that he was going to give up some runs.
Kenny.
Two things, Joe. First, just to clarify, is Miller now your closer?
Yeah, I said I'll go back to him
you did. Sorry.
in that situation, yeah.
Okay. And just getting him and Ellsbury back now, how confident or not so do you feel just in your entire roster moving forward here?
Well, obviously, it's a big lift to get two of those two players like that back. I mean, these are real impact players on a team. So, it's really it's great to have them back, and we need them to be productive.
Who else had hands? Anthony and Billy.
Joe, sort of piggybacking on Ken's question about getting those two guys back. I mean, you're in first place, and you've played a long time without them. What does that say about what the team's been able to do?
Well, I mean, we've been able to, play pretty decent ball over that time. Obviously you would have liked to won more games. I mean, I think every team could say that. But when you lose two impact players like that, they're not easy to replace. We were fortunate that the bullpen was able to step up for a long period of time. Some kids stepped up in the outfield for us. But you want that consistency, in the lineup and in your bullpen, and now we have that again.
Billy?
Continuing on that, what sort of benefit do you think guys in the bullpen like Shreve and Wilson got from being in more high leverage situations, and also I guess maybe the extra at bats that Chris Young had? In what ways do you think the absence of Ellsbury and Miller might have benefited those guys?
Well, I think it gives them confidence in tougher situations is what it does, being pushed back. And Willie has, more experience than Shreve does, but Shreve did a tremendous job for us. And for Chris Young, I mean, whenever you can keep a player going and give him more at-bats, usually they're going to feel more comfortable on their days to play, and they'll be more productive. The good thing about getting Els back is, you can maybe give Girardi a day here and a day there in a sense, and have a little bit more of a rotation.
George.
No Headley tonight, Joe? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's a little sore today, so hopefully he'll be back in there tomorrow. I'm not sure which one it is. It's his upper calf. Yeah, evidently, because we didn't hear about it until after the game.
Bruce and Meredith.
Joe, you look at Ellsbury, runs, steals, batting average, tremendous first 37 games, but not a lot of extra base hits. So where do you evaluate his performance to this point?
I think he played great. He was on base, and that's what we want him to do. And, you know, part of, you can say not a lot of extra base hits, but you have 14 or 15 steals in 30 games. It's like adding an extra base hit to one of those. So I thought he was playing very, very well, and we need him back.
Meredith?
Joe, have you seen the Girardi caps that some of
I have. A lot of the guys are putting them on. Some of the guys, I'm not sure why they're putting them on, because they don't need to. I'll try to get to the bottom of that.
Any chance you're going to put one?
Yeah, I'll probably get one done after this, since now it looks like we're not going to hit.
Who else? Brian and Mark?
Joe, the vote total, the early vote total, have Gardner fourth. Are you planning on doing anything other than?
I will continue. Please vote for Girardi. Any chance I get, I put my kids on the computer, and I would encourage everyone to vote. This guy is so deserving, and I would love to see our fans rally behind him.
Mark?
Joe, I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to CC about what these extra couple of days have done for him. Have you gotten that sense? And what do you think the extra couple of days?
Well, what you hope is it allows him to recharge a little bit. Physically, you know, as a player, it allows you to catch up a little bit, and we'll see how it plays out tonight. He feels good, and we'll see how it plays out.
Sweeney?
Joe, you've done this long enough to know that when you make a decision like you did last night doesn't work out, it opens yourself up to be second guessed.
Yeah.
Do you ever do it yourself when you're driving home, whether it was last night or anything else? Do you ever sit there and say, wish I would have done this, wouldn't have done that?
I think you could do that in maybe 85, 90 games during the course of the season, but I think what you have to remember is there's a human element involved. And decisions that you make, would I do that decision over again? Sure, I would. But sometimes they're not going to work out. And then sometimes you can be asked about it when you leave a guy in too long and something happens. So it's just the nature of the business. But the reason I did it, I didn't second guess the reason I did it, no.
Chad?
So I think Brendan Ryan was out taking ground balls yesterday. Is he?
He's closer to going on a rehab. He's got to go through a couple more BPs, and then hopefully he'll do it.
And then also Slade and Mason. Anything updated on?
Slade is progressing. Mason's probably not progressing as well as we thought he would.
Is that like is this getting into surgery territory for him, or is this?
No, not yet.
Okay.
His throwing, he was a little sore from throwing, so we're taking a few days off, and we'll get back to it.